Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks so much for tuning in to Renee Box Young. This is a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, and simply talk about the sport of boxing in a level-headed fashion. That's what I'm talking about. This is a platform. This is a no-nonsense platform. You already know what it is, man. Definitely, man. Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I always take time out to, appreciate you all. You are the community. You make this platform. Those who have been tuning into the premieres of my videos in real time, what I'm saying, definitely collaborating in the comment sections, and those who have been tuning into my flash lives, man, community, you are awesome. I love you all, definitely, because, your ideas, your opinions, and you make the platform, you make the live sessions great, I'm saying? You make the content great, and I just appreciate you all, I'm saying? Definitely, and I reiterate, man, this is a platform that simply talks about the sport of boxing. If you love the sport of boxing, this is a platform for you. Simple as that, man. It's simple as that. I don't make it complicated. And I definitely want to talk about this. I don't know if you've seen it. It's from Vlad TV. I'll leave the link in the description. And I know a lot of people, call Vlad this and that. Whatever the heck. Everybody has something to criticize about whatever in life. That's what it is. Some people call him an informant or whatever. I don't know what the heck. But I like this interview. That's all I'm going to say, okay? And I got some information from this video. In particular, where Zab Judah was interviewed. He talked about a myriad of things, life experiences. Zab is a warrior, man. I gotta say that. Zab Judah, former pro fighter, fought Mayweather years ago, a long time ago. But I mean, that fight was good fight. Zab is a skilled fighter, man. I really liked his performances, and what he brought to the sport of boxing. And in this fight in particular, man, it went crazy. If I'm not mistaken, if I recall, I didn't watch it recently, but I remember watching that fight some time ago. So I saw it a couple times. I remember, I think Zab Judah was getting kind of frustrated, man. and he punched, he punched Mayweather, low blow stuff right there. And then, people from Mayweather's team got in the ring and it just went haywire. From Zab Judah's team came in there, Zab, fighting in there. And I don't know, man, it went crazy in the ring. But, he was talking about that. And he was asked in that interview about Mayweather. They had a little segment there, it was like an hour and a half long. I don't know how long it was long. I didn't have time to check it all out, but I did check the part out where he was talking about him and Floyd Mayweather and his bout. And I also tuned in and I checked out where and that's why I say he's a warrior, man, because this guy, man, I mean, he's a MMA, I think martial arts. I don't know what other martial arts he has a belt in or whatever, but Zab Judah's a warrior, man. He takes no slack from no one. On his Brooklyn business is what he calls it, right? I keep it clean, obviously. He said it in another term, but he described how, before I get into what I want to talk about, and more in depth, he described how, he was in a club, man, with some girlies or whatever, leaving the club, he was lit, whatever you want to call it, right? And a van pulled up to pull a jack move on him, man. They tried to jack him, rob him, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it, term it. He got sober at that moment. He said, man, he was just, I'm paraphrasing everything he said, man. You go check out the video, link in the description. But he said that, he got sober at that moment, man. Hands up, someone came behind him, it was an organized lick, man. Organized jack move, you know what I'm saying? And he fought, the guy that was behind him, got the gun off him, and he just knocked him out, and at that time, the people in the van didn't know who he was, obviously. They pulled out, they sped away, you know what I'm saying? He knocked the dude out that was behind him, that tried to pull a jack move on him, you know what I'm saying? He got the gun, and then he, chased, after he knocked the dude out, he chased the guys, in the van in his Lamborghini. The van crashed. They were all, dazed and, cut up or whatever, injured from the crash. Homeland Security, if I'm not mistaken, official comes up and says freeze to everybody. Zab Judah saying, hey, these guys tried to rob me. Those guys got arrested. What I'm trying to say here is that, Zab is a real one, man. He's a rugged guy, man. Because, just so you can understand Zab Judah more, in case you don't understand him, or know him, I'm sorry, much of him. He said he's such a real dude that, like, I don't know, man, if you want to call it a street guy, I don't know. He lives by the code. I'll just say it like that. He lives by the code, okay? He said to the authorities, I'm not going to press charges. That's crazy. Yeah, you feel what you want concerning that. I mean, there are people who hear this and say, "Hey, I would have pressed charges." That's fine. That's your gig. You do what you want. Everybody, I'm not gonna call you snitch. I don't know. Whatever. I don't ride that stuff. I don't. Whatever. I don't know. Okay. I'm just saying that Zab Judah lives by the code, man. This guy's a real one, man. And he said to the authorities, "I'm not gonna press charges." And then he got their names, man, in that interview, okay? And this is why people call, like, Vlad TV, that guy, whoever the heck it is, and y'all do respect that dude. I mean, great platform, great interviews. Hey, sometimes I tune into that stuff, to the interviews there, but whatever. He said that, man, he got the paperwork or whatever. He saw the names and addresses, and he took care of business, okay? I mean, Zab was talking about, it's the court, the street court, And Vlad, this is where I understand where people call him, like, I think Vlad sometimes goes a little bit, community or people, whatever, out there think that Vlad goes a little too far in his questions because he said, "Oh, you handled business, so what happened? What did you do?" or whatever, right? And Zab obviously wasn't going to give details. He just said, "Oh, we handle business. We handle business." So, I mean, Zab's a real one, man. My respect to Zab Judah. Recently, I did an interview with Mighty Mouse, you know what I'm saying? UFL founder. Man, great interview. You go check that stream out. It's on my channel. He works in conjunction with Zab Judah and some fight business, fight cards and things of that nature, organizes fights. He explains it there on my channel, on the stream. Go check it out, man. He works with Zab Judah. My hat's off to Zab. Zab, he's a no-nonsense guy. He's a real one. You don't want to face this dude. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to cross him. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. My respect to Zab Judah. My respect. There are some people that you just don't cross, you know what I'm saying? And even though he was a pro boxer and stuff like that, even when he was a pro boxer, you know what he reminds me of? You know what Zab Judah reminds me of when he was a pro boxer and stuff like that? The way he was, in the real world, like those Onyx guys. He's from New York, man. Hey, Brooklyn. And he constantly said that I was on my Brooklyn business. I was on my Brooklyn bleep. In other words, he was saying, if anybody crosses me on the streets, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it from me. That's some real stuff right there, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of reminds me of those Onyx guys, man. Those Onyx rappers, those who don't go way back, you check it out, look them up. I mean, I don't listen to that music, but, Onyx, yeah, man. The Onyx is here. Yeah. Let boys be boys. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you do your research, you know what I'm saying? And I think most do know what I'm talking about there, Zab Judah reminds me of those guys, man. This rough, rugged, sticky fingers, Sticky fingers. Those guys, man, hey. They were real ones, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, man, not a lot of them, but some of those rappers out there, old school rappers, they really lived the life, you know what I'm saying? I don't glorify that stuff. I'm just saying, it wasn't a facade. That's where you get the term studio gangsters, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them back in the day, they were studio. They didn't live it, but some did. And like I said, I don't glorify it, but some were real ones, man. And Zab Judah, he was a real one. He was a real one. I think personally, a fighter should live a pro life. You know what I'm saying? They got to live clean. They got to live. You know what I'm saying? But because you can get in trouble. What happened to Mike Tyson? What happened to? I mean, the list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. Those who live that life outside of the ring, it just gets them into trouble. But Zab, man, he didn't take slack from anybody, for crying out loud. Who was gonna get robbed? It was a stick up. And he freaking went back to those guys. He knocked one out, and he went for vengeance. I mean, that's crazy. Zab is a real one, ladies and gentlemen. He's a warrior, and he showed it in the ring. I mean, and his skills too. I mean, took him far in his career. I mean, wonderful career he had in his pro boxing career. And what I'm trying to say here is this: I respect Zab Judah, man, because he gave his props to Floyd Mayweather, and this is what I want to emphasize here in this video. And I want to apply this in boxing in general. And I've been saying this for a minute on my channel. I've been saying it for a minute, ladies and gentlemen, about the work ethic. Zab Judah, man, okay, Vlad, the guy there, the host guy, he asked Zab something along the lines of, was Floyd Mayweather the most difficult, highly skilled, most difficult competition you ever faced, or whatever. And Zab Judah was like 100%. He didn't even waver. He didn't even think about it. He was immediate. Drinking my water here, sorry. He was immediate in how he responded to Vlad. 100%. No doubt. definitely, you know. He explained how Floyd Mayweather, man, when he was, you know, boxing or whatever, his freaking work ethic, ladies and gentlemen. And Zab Judah emphasized that how Zab Judah's talent got him far. And he did put the work in. But Floyd Mayweather, ladies and gentlemen, his work ethic took him to where, you know, his career, Floyd Mayweather's career went. His skills in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, and the talent. Mixing in your talent with skills, you know, in this case, Floyd Mayweather, it took him so far because of his work ethic, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And Zab Judah explained it in a situation like this. He said that Zab Judah was preparing for a fight. And, you know, Floyd Mayweather was in his training camp to prepare Zab Judah for the fight. I forgot which fighter, but you go check out the interview. You'll check it out there, and it explains it all. And he said that, man, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Mayweather, ladies and gentlemen, his work ethic was freaking off the charts, man. It's not a coincidence, whether you love him or hate him. Because, let's be factual, when Floyd was boxing, man, when he was in his career, he got criticized left and right. But skills pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. And the work ethic takes you further. The talent takes you so far. But the work ethic, when you mix talent in with work ethic that builds upon the skills you have and hones it, you're going to skyrocket in whatever profession you're in. And Mayweather, it's not a coincidence he was so successful and unstoppable in that ring, ladies and gentlemen, because of his work ethic. Now, Zab was talking about how he was Floyd Mayweather was in his training camp for a fight that they were preparing Zab for. And he said that they had like 4 to 5 hour work sessions in the gym, training sessions in the gym. And then they would go home, after Floyd would, you know, push Zab Judah to do 10-mile runs after leaving the gym, you know, out in the streets. You know, you commonly see it with clips with Floyd Mayweather jogging when he would train for fights. You know what I'm saying? In his career. In social media, he would put Instagram, whatever, or YouTube, whatever the heck. He would be, you know, jogging in Las Vegas or what have you. You know, Zab Judah would say 4 to 5 hour training camps in the gym. After the gym, 10-mile runs. And then he said, you know, we would go home, you know, sleep or whatever. 2 o'clock in the morning, Floyd Mayweather would call Zab Judah and say, hey, let's go. Let's train. Let's continue. Let's get that work in. And Floyd responded, man, this guy is bleeping crazy, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a lot of the community doesn't respect the grind fighters put in. And a lot of the community, generally speaking, hated Floyd Mayweather and wanted to see him lose. But you can't hate the grind, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hate the grind. A lot of people don't really appreciate and value the hard work that Floyd Mayweather put in his career. And that got him to where he was, man. That got him to the levels he reached in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Nobody grinded as hard as Floyd Mayweather, man. Okay? I want to make that clear. And props to Zab Judah. You know, props to Zab Judah for giving the props to Floyd Mayweather. He recognizes, man. Game recognized game, how they say, right? And we apply it to now, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that's just unheard of, ladies. And you just go back. You didn't even have to hear Zab to know that. Back when he would fight, back when he would train, when he was in his career, he would be, you know, I remember a clip some time ago where he was playing basketball in a gym, like, you know, early in the morning, wee hours in the morning. And I think he explained in that clip, he said, hey, while they're sleeping, I'm training. While they're sleeping, I'm training. And what does basketball do? It helps your cardio. I mean, y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, man, his work ethic was off the freaking charts, man. And now we apply it to now. You got fighters. You got fighters who have a serious work ethic when it comes to the sport of boxing, when it comes to honing their skills. And I've talked about it time and time again, and it's great how Zab Judah is confirming what I've been saying and what other people say. what other people say out there, you know, when it comes to, you know, community and the sport of boxing. But what is sad about, and this is why I'm making this video, it's not appreciated. A lot of community doesn't appreciate it. Fighters who stand out, most likely, ladies and gentlemen, now you apply it to this era. Okay, Floyd Mayweather retired, it's over with his pro career. Yeah, YouTubers and stuff like that, I get it, whatever. But we're talking about okay, now, okay? 2021, 2020, 2019, etc., whatever. Now we have fighters who are standing out in their careers, who are being avoided. Let's be factual. Because of the work ethic. They have talent and they're honing their skills with the work ethic. I've been talking about this constantly. Why? Because right now, this is in junction with, and this connects to, the long layoffs. That goes to show fighters don't have a lot of work ethic nowadays. I'm not saying everybody. There are a select few, ladies and gentlemen, of fighters out there, pro boxers, who are really putting in that work, who are constantly fighting. And if they're not constantly fighting or what have you, whatever the situation may be, they're constantly training. You already know the names. Names are popping up in your head right now. Okay, what's one of them? I know it's controversial. Love them or hate them, it is what it is. That's how, you see, this is a no-nonsense platform. I speak facts and I speak the truth. And, you know, whether it's controversial or not, I don't care. I got to speak it because it's true. That's my nature. I got values, ladies and gentlemen. I have values. I'm not going to ride for one guy only and he's perfect all the time and, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's inactive, even though whatever. Okay, for example, and I know it's controversial and whatever, these names, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real. Bud Crawford. I'm not saying that, I'm not comparing their work ethic with Floyd. I'm not comparing, oh, he has more hours than he grinds more than he does. He's in the night. I don't know, whatever the heck. But their work ethic speaks for itself. Bud Crawford, okay? And you can just tell because of the shape they're in between fights. And you can just tell. I'm not saying I live with these dudes, but their work ethic is off the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Shakur Stevenson, okay, I talked about this recently in a live session. Shakur Stevenson, you know, came out recently on Twitter, whatever the heck, social media. He said that Bud Crawford, man, he's one of the best out there. Why? Because of his work ethic. It's not just because the talent. Zab Judah made it clear. Talent can get you so far. But when you hone your skills with the work ethic, that takes you to the moon and the stars, ladies and gentlemen. Shakur Stevenson came out recently saying it. You know, you can track it down, go find it on the social media, whatever. You know, he said that, you know, 17 rounds Bud was in sparring. 17 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and you can just tell Bud Crawford has the work ethic. The focus of this, me saying Bud Crawford, it's not focusing on his opponents. Because I criticized that. I'm real. I'm not. I've criticized Bud too, but I'm talking about work ethic. That's the focus of this video. That's one name. Jerome Ennis. That's another name. These guys shine. These guys, ladies and gentlemen, because of their work ethic. Talent, yes. Skills, yes, but also the work ethic. And unfortunately, a lot of the community, they don't look at that. They miss that. They miss that. And that's what makes these fighters, man. It's a super important component that makes these fighters what they are. The work ethic, ladies and gentlemen. Jerome Ennis, y'all know the story there. Y'all know the story there. Why does he look so good in the ring? Look at his work ethic. It's been like that for years with Jerome Ennis. Which is why I've been talking about him for a long time. When he was a prospect, when a lot of people weren't looking at this guy. His work ethic, that's why he's being avoided. I'm not saying that Bud's being avoided necessarily. That's another story. That's another story. But Jerome Ennis, ladies and gentlemen, he's being avoided because look, his work ethic, no one's gonna, you know, no one wants to face that. No one wants to face Jerome Ennis, man. I made a video talking about that, what his coach said, his pops. Respect. You know, what he said, I made a video about that. He's being avoided, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real. Shakur Stevenson is another one. Okay? I've been saying it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying this, that Shakur Stevenson most likely, unfortunately, is going to be frozen out. Herring doesn't want that work. And I understand. Herring, he's shooting for Valdez. I get it. He's going for the WBC belt. He wants to unify. That's great. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Hats off to Herring because that's going to be a great fight too. But I feel, I can make another video on it. I tweeted it. You know what I'm saying? Herring liked my comment on it. He liked my comment on it because I spoke humbly, and I say it in a humble fashion. I'm not trying to sit here and make beef. No, I'm not getting emotional. I'm not saying you're a bum. I'm not saying you're a duck. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that kind of language. I do it in a professional manner. And hey, hats off to Herring. He liked my comment on Twitter. Apparently he didn't block me or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? When he was talking about, in that context, I can make another video on it, but he was talking about, in that context, how he blocks those kinds of people who get emotional, who get kind of haywire, and I don't do that here. No nonsense. But I feel Herring doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson because of Shakur Stevenson, his skills, talent, and work ethic. That's a deadly combination for a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. It's lethal in the sport of boxing. I'm speaking figurative. I'm speaking in a metaphorical fashion, okay? Don't get it twisted what I'm saying. And I've been saying that Jerome Ennis and Shakur Stevenson, it seems like, unfortunately, these guys are going to be frozen out, man. Unfortunately. Look at Luis King Kong Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that Luis King Kong Ortiz is sitting there training day and night, but he does have work ethic. He does have a serious lifestyle outside the ring. You know? There are names out there. Okay, Devin Haney is another one. Let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. You know? Let's stop the race thing. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the platform for you. This ain't the platform. You know, that's what I love about it here. Community it understands it. Community jumps in and they respect it. You know what I'm saying? We respect it. Let's forget the race thing. You know, it's only the Mexican fighters that, you know, they're the best, you know. No, I don't do that, man. That's just, in my humble opinion, that's child's play. We can't ignore race. I mean, maybe it's more black fighters that are like it with the work ethic. Maybe it is. That's great. You know, whoever it is, whatever. But, you know, Haney is another one. You know what I'm saying? Haney is another one who has that work ethic. And another name. There are more names, I know, whatever, but there are so many. But Canelo's another one. Canelo's another one. No, I'm not saying he's a god. No, I'm not saying, you see, let's not get it twisted here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about fighters who have the work ethic. Hey, 100, baby. Let's be real. Canelo's another one. Yes, I know. I'm not talking about the opponents he's been fighting. I'm not talking about, because I agree, maybe the opponents he's fighting ain't the best out there, okay? That's just what I humbly think. But he has the freaking work ethic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's respect the work ethic. Zab Judah respects and he recognizes the work ethic that Floyd has brought to the sport of boxing for so many years. And, excuse me, drinking some water. And Zab Judah, he highlights that in Floyd Mayweather. And that's awesome. Hey, hats off to Zab Judah for speaking the truth right there, man. Speaking facts. And he made it clear that Floyd Mayweather was the most highly skilled fighter he's ever fought in the ring. Andre Berto also confessed that. That freaking video went viral when he's sitting there, you know, on ringside or whatever in the gym, and he's being interviewed by whatever platform it was. I think it's Fight Hype, whatever platform it was. You know, and that thing went viral, more than 1 million views, man. You know, whatever you want to call viral, however you want to term viral, 1 million views is a freaking lot, okay? And Berto was saying how highly skilled, man, off the charts skilled Floyd Mayweather is. And when Berto fought him, Andre Berto, he said he's just on another level, man. He's on another level. These names I'm saying, they're on another level, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying they're Floyd Mayweather. No, don't get that twisted either. You know, you gotta listen to the context. You see, that's the thing. A lot of these guys out there, you know what I'm saying, they take one little phrase and they take it out of context and you're hating, and just go somewhere else with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that these guys are Floyd Mayweather. No, but we gotta respect the work ethic. They got work ethic that is beyond, above and beyond a lot of these other fighters out there. You see, when they're between fights, they're not sitting around slacking off, getting overweight. Respect to, I'm not, you know, don't get that twisted either. You see, that's a sad thing. Isn't that sad that in this generation, everything you say is offensive now? You know, if you feel that, you get out of here. You know what I'm saying? This is not the place for you. And isn't that a trip? I don't even keep it vulgar. I don't even do vulgar language here, man. That's how clean I am, and that's how professional I try to present myself. But even that offends people. Isn't that a trip? Isn't that a trip? But whatever, man. So I'm not saying that these fighters are Floyd Mayweather status. No, I'm just saying we got to respect the grind, ladies and gentlemen, and the work ethic that these fighters that are few, that are really putting in that work. And that's why a lot of these fighters, I'm not saying all of them, but you know, it's a lot of them, of these fighters that have this work ethic, they're being avoided. Haney, Shakur, Ennis are one of them, are a few of those. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily say it with Canelo that they're avoiding him, because it seems like everybody wants to fight him. You know what I'm saying? But we got to respect the grind, ladies and gentlemen. And they don't have that skills just because they woke up in the morning and said, hey, I got all these skills. No, they put in that work. Skills pay the bills. And they have the talent. And let's respect that. You know, and I reiterate, isn't it sad how a lot of these fighters nowadays, in between fights, it's great that they take vacation. I don't care. That's fine. But they take a little bit too much of that. They take a little bit too much of those vacations and layoffs, get overweight, blow up in weight, and then when it's fight time, it's overweight camp. Let's put it in a respectful way. It's a camp to lose weight. That's not going to cut it, ladies and gentlemen. That's not going to cut it. You see what I'm saying? So, man, hey, Zab Judah, man, hats off to him for bringing that out. And it's sad because a lot of people ignore that. And these select few fighters out there. And there are more names out there. But for time, I can't name them all. You know what I'm saying? You put the names out there. I mean, to a certain degree, I'm not so sure, but it looks like Teofimo Lopez too. I know, controversial. I know. Yeah. But I'm not here to talk about that controversial stuff. I'm talking about the work ethic. Looks like Teofimo puts in that work, man. Looks like Teofimo, man. It looks like he let's put aside his dad. Yes, I think I can make another video on that, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't think, because it's I don't pay attention to nonsense. Okay, that's my humble opinion. What they're saying about Floyd Mayweather, that he's trash or whatever the heck they're saying. His dad's saying, hey, you're crossing the line, man. I think that's kind of getting big headed, but whatever. That's another thing. I'm talking about the work ethic in this video. I think Teofimo has that work ethic, man. I don't see him getting overweight between fights, man. I don't see this kid. He's been like that for years too, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people seems like they're focusing on Teofimo ever since he fought Loma. Ever since he fought, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing Teo for a minute, man. You know, I've been seeing him for a minute in his career. And it looks like he has that work ethic, man. So let's respect it. You know, I definitely respect it. You know what I'm saying? This work ethic in these select few fighters. And there are more names out there, you know. And that's what it is, man. It is what it is. They got the skills for it. They hone the skills in that work. You know what I'm saying? They put in that hard work and dedication. Some of these fighters live by it, ladies and gentlemen. Hard work, dedication, that phrase that Mayweather pushed so much, he lived it. He lived it. And those guys go far. Those types of fighters go far in their careers. They go really far. Hey, it is what it is, man. Hats off to Zab Judah, man, and hats off to Vlad for that interview. And hey, I'll leave that link in the description. You check it out. So Renee Box Young, go ahead and comment in the comment section. What do you think about all this? Opinionate, family. It's what it is. Thanks so much. Go ahead and comment, and I appreciate each and every one of you for liking, subscribing, sharing, showing your support. Definitely, man. Tuning into lives. Renee Box Young is simply a platform where we discuss, critique, and analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in level-headed fashion, and we talk about more too. Definitely, Renee Box Young. Peace out, fam. Stay safe.